Attention troops, it's a short stormtrooper of course, and to cheat death is a power only one has achieved, but if we work together, I know we can discover the secrets.
Too short for a stormtrooper? Huh?
What's up my friends? Time for another short video from the tallest trooper in the Empire, and welcome back to another news feature. So guys, today we are officially at 206 days left until episode 8, and no, it's not Rudolph reporting the news story today. I was out in the sun. If you guys follow me on my vlog channel, you'll notice that I was out on the island a couple of days ago. I did soak up a lot of sun, and it made me red, and it gave me this stupid spot right here, so here I am in front of camera doing the news for you guys today. But for the first news story that we got up today, it's a whopper of a story, and I'm just going to jump right into it because it's pertaining to Luke Skywalker's new gear, his equipment, and basically what he's going to be doing on Ahch-To. So basically, this was sent over to me by my channel monitor, Andrew, and it's coming from MakingStarWars.net. Now, what they are reporting on is it seems like Luke might be actually traveling in this movie, that he might not be stationary in one spot, and that Rey coming to the island might have actually interrupted him right in the middle of his travel. It also goes on to say that the porgs there, remember the porgs, which are the natives that inhabit the island, they're like the little things that look like penguins and puppies mixed together. He says that they are the inhabitants of the island, but that there also might be a sea monster swimming around the island as well, so that'll be incredibly cool to see if that winds up being true. They also go on to say that, this is probably the most revealing part of the article, is that Luke has some kind of a compass with him. It's a compass that looks like almost like a wooden box with a blue marble on top. Luke waves his hand over the top of it and it opens, and inside is all of these metal dials and Aurebesh writing. They said that the inside looks like something right out of a steampunk anime or something like that, but that it might be a relic from long time past, like maybe something, it looks maybe something like something out of Naboo, like a Naboo relic. But what I'm thinking is, could this be a relic from the Church of the Force? Is this something that Lor San Tekka gave to Luke as a literal compass that will guide him to more Force-sensitive locations as well? Also, they said that Luke has a backpack on. They said he's got an orange backpack with a net that holds his water bottle and his tinder and his supplies. So could this be some kind of mobile training for Rey? Remember in Empire Strikes Back, we're very familiar with Luke being in one spot for his training, but now it seems like Luke is taking Rey out on some kind of survivalist training. He's teaching her how to sleep under the stars, how to light a fire, how to be out in the elements, and that's going to be a very interesting aspect to see Rey go through, that kind of intense training, that survivalist training that Luke might be putting Rey through while he travels around the island. Now, as far as Luke's equipment, they said that he carries a big wooden walking stick with him, and somebody noted that this may actually be a hidden lightsaber. I can't remember if it was in Rebels or in the Clone Wars, but one character had this lightsaber hidden in a wooden staff, and they're thinking that this might be that because it actually clicks to his belt. And very interestingly, they also said, still no lightsaber. Nobody is seeing a lightsaber attached to Luke's belt. It's not on his backpack. It's not on his person. Nobody is seeing this green lightsaber at all. So could this be another mystery? Does he not have it on him? Is it hidden? What do you guys think about that? They did also mention that he has some kind of a cattle prod type weapon with him. And it's like this thing that, like an electro stick, like a lightning stick or something like that, he carries with him so that when he encounters, like, vicious creatures or something like that on the island, he can actually shock them. He shocks them in the face or something like that. That's what I'm assuming, to keep him out of the way. And I love this because it just makes Luke sound like a cantankerous old man. This is the same way that Yoda treated Luke in Empire Strikes Back. It's never his mind on where he was. What he was doing. Like that's the kind of the vibe that I'm getting from Luke here. He has this cattle prod and he sees things that are in the way on his trail and he's just like, zap, get out of the way. He's playing this cantankerous kind of old man, and I like that. I dig that vibe that they're going for Luke here. And now also at the end of this article, there was a very brief rumor saying that at the end of episode 8, that Luke was off to fight Snoke and that Rey was off to fight Kylo Ren. And although this is a rumor, I would say, yeah, that sounds right. You know, I would assume that Luke is probably going to go off to fight Snoke at the end of 8, and Rey is going to be off to fight Kylo Ren. Although I would tend to believe that I think that the Knights of Ren might find Luke a lot sooner than that and show up at the island to fight him, maybe halfway through the movie, or maybe at the beginning of the movie. But regardless, these are just my thoughts. Make sure that you guys leave all of your thoughts and opinions on all of this information that I shared down below in the Great White Void. Now for the next story up today, we've got 2 brand new comic books coming out very soon. And the first one up here is a fan favorite, of course, Mace Windu. So take a look at this awesome cover art. So obviously this new comic book about Mace Windu is going to be set in the prequel era, and what it is describing is the Jedi taking up their new roles as warriors. We all know that for thousands of years the Jedi were the maintainers of peace in the galaxy, but now with the Clone Wars starting, they have to rekindle their lives literally as warriors, and now they're out there fighting on the front line, actually in war, in the trenches, doing the dirty work. And so this comic book is going to be about everything from Mace Windu's perspective. Of course, it's a great perspective to have because he's second only to Yoda, and it's about him and the Jedi learning to take on their new roles in the prequel era, in the Clone Wars, obviously. So let me know what you guys think about this new comic coming out very soon. I myself am excited to read this. I'm not a big comic fan, but if you're talking about Mace Windu and the Jedi taking up their role as warriors in the prequels, I'm all about it. And this next comic here is something else that fans are going to be super excited about because once again, we're backtracking to Rogue One. And this time, this comic is going to be about Cassian Andor and K2SO. Take a look. So as you guys can see by the cover, obviously this new comic is going to be about how Cassian Andor and K2SO actually met. This is going to be a story detailing their lives before they were the pair that we see in Rogue One. And the reason why this is going to be so important, as such an important comic, is because, Rogue One, a lot of people will argue that there wasn't enough character development in Rogue One, regardless how you feel about it, of course, but there just wasn't that much character development in Rogue One. And things like these comics here and these books and everything, these are finally going to give us a look into these characters' lives to see how they got to the point that we see them in Rogue One. And it's important to open up these characters to understand the dynamics of who they are, understand more about their person, or about a droid in this case, and about where they came from. Especially fascinating for K2SO because we'll get to see his life more in the service of the Imperial Army, in the service of the Empire, and we'll get to see how that goes down. So please leave all of your thoughts and opinions on these new comics down below. Which one are you guys most excited for? For the next story up today, it's actually something that I forgot about until just recently when I was scrolling through StarWarsNewsNet.com's weekly social buzz, and that is this Japanese poster. Now I'm sure you guys have heard about this story already. There's a Japanese promo poster for episode 8 that was released, and on it they're saying that there's going to be a big secret revealed in episode 8. And a lot of people are starting to speculate, is this something that we don't know? Is this a secret that we don't know? And if you were to ask me, no, this isn't a secret that we don't know, because if that were the case, that would imply that the Japanese production companies know something that we don't know. And that's just not the case. They obviously don't know more than American production teams. They're not going to know a new secret in the Lucasfilm and Disney team before any of us know it. We all know that the big secret here is that Rey's parentage is going to be revealed in episode 8. We've known that for a long time. And I think that that's all this is. This is just a promotional poster saying there's a big secret that's going to be revealed in episode 8, which is, of course, Rey's parentage. But of course, these are just my thoughts. Do you guys think it's something different, or do you guys think it's just a simple promotion? Leave all of your thoughts and opinions down below. Now, this next story up today is something incredibly interesting. It's coming from Digital Spy, and this is an interview of Ian McKeg, who is, of course, a concept artist for the prequels. Now, what Ian McKeg said during this interview was that some events in Episode 3 were supposed to go very different than they ended up in the film. Now, according to him, there was actually a scene that was supposed to go down in Episode 3 where Padme actually tried to stop Anakin by actually holding a knife up up to his neck. That's what the article said. It was that she actually came after him with a knife to actually physically stop him from doing the things that he was doing. And to me, this would have been a very pivotal scene in the movie. I mean, you talk about Star Wars being a Shakespearean-style tragedy all the time. I want to see Padme come at somebody with a knife. You got to remember, this is Anakin's wife here. This is Padme, coming at Anakin, trying to stop him with a knife. This would have been a very, very dramatic scene, and I'm interested to kind of find out why they had cut this out of the movie, because I think it would have worked very well. So what do you guys think about that scene? What do you guys think about Padme coming after Anakin with a knife in Episode 3, and how do you think that the scene could have gone down? And for the last news story up today, guys, we are going to end today's news video with a big bang here. We have got some brand new official set photos from the Han Solo movie, so take a look at all of these. So as you guys can see from the photos there, obviously the very first photo that sticks out to us is Alden Ehrenreich as Han Solo. No, this isn't a concept art picture, it's his actual picture. And I have to say, he looks great. I mean, I think his hair is a little bit too poofy. He looked a little bit strange in that picture. I think his hair is too puffed out. Maybe it's just because he's in the wind. But did you guys notice, something I found to be very revealing about that picture, did you guys notice that he has scarring around his eyes? It looks like he's been punched in the face. Now, what's so interesting about that is that immediately calls to me Han's expanded universe backstory. Of course, we all know that Han used to work for the Empire, and he basically had the crap knocked out of him for saving Chewbacca. Could this be a lead up to that scene, or could this be the result of what just happened in a previous scene? Because we're seeing all of these ships around also that have Imperial logos on them. So this is some kind of Imperial operation going on this planet. So is this near the beginning of the movie where Han is still a part of the Empire, and this is the planet, this is the town, and the setup here, this is where he saves Chewbacca. This is where he saves Chewie's life here. He gets knocked up. Let's edit that part. He gets beaten up by the Empire, and then he saves Chewbacca's life, and so his story begins from there. And now, of course, the other interesting pictures to take away here are the cars. What's going on here? Now, the thing that I'm most curious about here is that they're like automobiles almost, like they actually have wheels on them. And what I'm curious to know is, are they going to CG these wheels out? Or are these cars actually cars? Do they have wheels on them? Because wheels aren't a foreign object to the Star Wars universe. We know that the very large assault tank, the Juggernaut, of course, has wheels on it. We've seen during the Clone Wars, we've seen the wheel spinners that shoot missiles from them, right? So wheels aren't a foreign concept of the Star Wars universe. So do these speeders have wheels on the bottom of them? Are they specific to this type of planet, where this planet uses wheels for their speeders instead of gravity protection, keeping the speeder above the ground? Very, very interesting, because you can see on some of the cars they actually have fenders that go over the wheels to accent the wheels. So that's what's got my gears turning here. It's like, are they going to CG these wheels out, or did they leave the fender on there because these cars actually have wheels on them? So please, leave all your thoughts and opinions down below. What do you guys make of that blue car that you saw in there? It looked almost like a flat sports car or something like that. So what do you guys make of this? What do you guys make of the design of these cars? What is it about this planet? Are they specific to this type of planet, to this type of environment? What do you guys think about all the pictures? Leave all of your thoughts and opinions down below in the great white void. Let's get the conversation going. As for channel updates, Generation Tech is talking about the 10 weirdest creatures in Star Wars. Grey Jedi 91 has finally uploaded a new Versus series covering Ronar Kim versus Darth Malaval. Star Wars Explained is covering the very interesting topic of how Anakin Skywalker did not build C-3PO. Stupendous Wave is discussing why Palpatine tried to drive Count Dooku insane. And of course, if you need your Star Wars news over the weekend, don't forget about Jedi Council over on Collider Videos. Well, troops, that's going to do it for today's news. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please be sure to leave a like down below because just the simple act of hitting that like button really helps this channel out a lot. And don't forget about MakingStarWars.net and StarWarsNewsNet.com for all of the amazing information that they provide. And as always, until next we meet, stay in a galaxy far, far away.